share my presentation in here. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to talk about AWS certifications. So we're going to go deep dive into certifications and all what you need to know to get certified in AWS. So we're going to start with an introduction as usual, and then we're going to go to know about the certifications pathways of AWS, of course, and we're going to have a look about the exam domains, and I'm going to show you also some hands-on demo. And in this demo, we're going to see like the way we book the certification. I'm going to show you also some basic services of AWS, and also we're going to talk about the pricing. I'm going to show you some websites and from where you get the courses and all of those details. Okay. Then we're gonna jump into one of the most important things in this presentation, which is the tips and resources and the study strategies that you could face in this presentation. And also, I'm going to talk about the success and the failures that you may find with your certification. For example, if you succeed, what you do, and if you fail, what you do. And by the end, there is some links that I used or that are important in this presentation. It's good to use them. And we're going to finish with a Q&A session if you have any question during the presentation and stuff. Just before I move on, guys, do you hear me well?
Yeah, sure.
Great.
Yes, very well.
Yes.
Amazing. So let's start it. Let's understand first what is an AWS certification. So basically, in 2 words, this definition, I'm going to read it as it is because it summarizes everything. So an AWS certification, basically, it's like an industry recognized credentials approved by Amazon Web Service, which is the cloud provider. And those certifications validate a person's knowledge and skills in cloud computing using AWS technology. So basically, and in general, a certification, it will just validate your knowledge and your expertise in AWS technologies or any other cloud provider. So even with Azure or any other subject. So it will just validate your knowledge on certain level. And the benefits of having a certification, I'm gonna start. I would like to start with the job, because everyone basically wants to get certified to get a job, and let's understand what a job is. So a job, basically, it's offered from a company because the company wants to achieve a service, and a person, or the employee should make this service to the company, and he got paid. And to be able to make this service to the company, you need to have certain knowledge. And to have this certain knowledge, either you study on the school, or either you get, or sometimes you need to be more expert on certain knowledge. And to validate your knowledge around this expertise certification, it will help you to do that. So that's why certification is really needed sometimes, and nowadays to have a job, it will help you a lot to get a job. And this is like a small introduction of how things are working. So the industry demands AWS certifications right now. It's in the market. It's probably the second best certification after the PME, I guess. It's globally recognized certification. We're talking, of course, about AWS certifications, and it enhances the credibility and the recognition of your level on AWS. Also, it will open for you opportunities to work on challenging projects. And here I want to just stop a bit to talk about the challenging projects, because sometimes when you have like a normal knowledge, you can work on some simple projects or some classic projects, let's say, but to be able to work into professional or to work into like really, really challenging projects and amazing projects like that, you need a certain level of knowledge and you need a certain level of expertise, and details makes the difference. And those kind of 3 points of the knowledge and the expertise and details and certification, or an AWS certification, it will help you to get those 3 points, because you need to have some practice, you need to be validated, you will test yourself very well, and also AWS is going to test you a lot. So you're going to have a lot of practice even by your own or with a company. So in this case, you will have the really good profile to go and to work into a challenging projects. And if you have those three points on yourself, you're going to increase productivity automatically, because you're going to know more and you're going to more details. So with knowing more details and more expertise, you're going to increase your productivity. You're not going to get stuck every time. And also in this case, you're going to improve your problem solving skills. And also it will help you to complete your job faster, and to have like a really good marks from your company and from your clients. And talking about the clients, and AWS certifications also enhanced the credibility with your clients. And nowadays, a lot of clients, even the companies, so they look for some titles. They look how many certifications do you have, even in your CV. Without going to a conversation with you, the first things a lot of companies are seeing is just your AWS certifications, if you are like in a cloud-based or if you are in a DevOps-based. So they are looking for the certification even way more than your diploma itself, because those kind of certifications are really important to make sure that this person is expert or on this specific area that it's really needed right now. And also, I'm going to end this chapter with the access to a global community of professionals. In AWS, there is a community named like AWS Certifications Community. And this community, it contains a lot of certified people, and they share knowledge in a forum based. They share knowledge between each other. They share their experience. They share some data, sometimes some vouchers, etc. So after having the certification, so you're gonna go and you're gonna touch this kind of forums, and you're gonna get more help, and you're gonna know more and know better. So let's talk right now about the certification pathways, which means like what we have as the certifications for AWS. And I'm going to start here with the fundamental. And the fundamental ones, we have 2 certifications, which is the cloud practitioner and the AI practitioner ones. And as an advice from me to you, if you're still not certified yet, it's good to go and study or read the cloud practitioner one. And if you want, you can pass it as well. It's a really good certification. It will help you a lot to get into the certification world, which means like you're gonna touch a real exam. You're gonna put yourself in a real condition of an exam, but meanwhile it's gonna be like a bit easier than the advanced one. So you're gonna have like a really great experience. You're gonna get experienced a bit regarding the exams and regarding the time management, etc. So we have those 2 certifications. Then we go into the associate level. And we have 5 certifications on the associate level: SysOps, developer, solutions architect, data engineer, and machine learning engineer. And then we go into the professional one, and then we go into the specialty ones. So in the professional one, we have solutions architect professional, and also we have a DevOps engineer professional. And for the specialty ones, we have the networking, the advanced networking, machine learning, security, and also we have other types of certifications. So if you're gonna start by the first level, so the first level is the fundamental, the second level is associate, the third level is professional, and then the specialty. And every certification name, it makes sense, I guess, as in here. So the AI practitioner, it's more dedicated for the services of AWS that are focused on the AI. The cloud practitioner is more about introduction into the cloud itself. If we go into the associate level, for the developer one, it's more into a developer person, so you're gonna have a lot of knowledge about as a developer level. For a sysops administrator, it's more about system administrations, and for the solutions architect, it's more about creating architectures and dealing with servers and security and stuff. But most of those, like all of those certifications, I passed by all of them. And most of those certifications, they share a lot of same services between each other. So sometimes if you're gonna go like with one, you're gonna start, for example, with a developer, then you're gonna go into the solutions architect, then you're gonna go to the sysops. You're gonna find a lot of similarities because they share a lot of services between each other. A lot of services are being duplicated. On the professional level, so you're gonna have like the solutions architect professional, which is like really advanced into the solutions architects, and it will not contain a lot of courses in here, but it will contain a lot of real use case scenarios that you need to find solutions for them inside the exam. It's a bit it needs a bit of expertise. Also, the DevOps engineer as well. It's part of the professional one. It's part of the professional level as well. It needs more about managing and automating cloud operations. And here we can just have a look about the prior experience recommended to start going into the professional one, which is like at least 2 years of AWS cloud experience. And afterwards, we go into the specialty. We have a lot of specialties also in here. We have networking, we have big data, machine learning, security, and here it's a bit above the professional, which you want to have like a really good expertise in one of those certifications. For example, if you are a database engineer, I think it's sometimes it's mandatory for you to go into the specialty if you are with a high seniority in your database. Right now, I will try to go into to my browser, and we start to talk about AWS console. I'm gonna show you like the AWS console, how it works, etc. I'm gonna explain a bit some of the AWS services, and we try to make some example of exam questions around them related to the demo, of course. Also, I'm gonna take you into the certifications portal and how you book your exam, and also we're going to talk a bit about the pricing of the certification. Okay, so let's jump into the console. So here is the console of AWS. So AWS, when you make an account, absolutely you need a credit card when you're making an account, and here's AWS, how it looks like. And here we can have in this icon, we're gonna have those are the services of AWS, and I can here say all applications, all our services. So here we're gonna have a lot of services. And what's the purpose of the exam? The purpose of the exam is just going inside every service from here and get all the details from it, and the exam is gonna ask you about those details. And right now, I'm going to just talk a bit about some of the services. I'm going to just briefly explain 4 services in here. We're going to start with EC2, IAM, S3, and security group. Security group, which is like, security groups here. So the first one I'm going to talk about is IAM. I'm going to start with IAM here because IAM, it's a service that manage users and manage roles and manage permissions inside your AWS account. So first of all, when we have like a global AWS account, we create users to give permission to the people. For example, I'm giving myself some permission here. This is the user I'm connected with, just to protect my also my main account, because the main account have the permission for the credit card and for all the details, etc. So Here's the IAM basically in just a brief explanation. And I'm gonna start to talk about EC2. And EC2 basically it's a service in AWS that makes you create virtual machines inside the cloud. And that's what you need to know at this level. So this is like is just to create virtual machines and to use them. For example, I can take an example. Like imagine if you want a powerful machine and you just need it for 1 hour job. You need to run a script on it, or you need a full machine for just 1 hour. Instead of going and buying a new machine, you just can go here into the cloud and you can just create a virtual machine with the power that you want. For example, 60 RAM or 20 vCPU or whatever I'm talking about. This kind of example. So you can just come here, reserve it for you for 1 hour. You pay for what you use, you pay per minute, and you can just delete it or remove it from your account. The third service I'm going to talk about is S3. And S3 is just a cloud storage service. So here, if you have, for example, some data you need to store, you have some pictures that you're going to use for your application or your website, this is a really amazing service to do it. Also, it helps you as well create some static websites in here. And also this is have like the 99s of availability. And yeah, let's not go into deeper into S3 because S3 is like a really amazing and big service. But the main thing that you need to know at this moment is just this is a cloud storage service in AWS. The fourth one I'm going to talk about is the security group. The security groups, and the security groups are like a firewall. So basically, they are the firewall, to the virtual machines. And if you can see here, so here I have like, for example, some security group, but here I can allow or disable or enable access to my virtual machine, and I can just make the control from which IPs or SSH IPs, etc. So I'm just opening here the control for everyone and opening or disabling the access to my architecture basically. So here are like some four services like that. So an exam question, for example, as a cloud practitioner exam, it's gonna be like, for example, okay, there is a company that wants to make sure that the new client or the new employee have the correct access to the AWS console. So which service should I use? And the answer is going to be here. It's the IAM. And why IAM? Because IAM, it's a management access control. It's an identity access management, basically. So it managed the control, it managed the permission for the website. So sometimes the question is said like, okay, some person wants to create 2 virtual machines to do some blah, blah, blah and stuff. And it's going to be, what is the service that helps you do this kind of stuff? So it's going to be EC2. And also, if in case we want to store a lot of data, and that service that contains a lot of availability and helps you from deletion and stuff, it's going to be S3. If like sometimes a question that comes to you, oh, we want to have a control about, I want to open the access only for my IP to access to my virtual machine, which service should I use? And it's going to be security group. So this is kind of how the question are being asked. Also, if I can go into like a higher level, or if I can go, I will try to say some questions into from the associate level, for example. We can try to create a machine. I will not go deeper into creating this kind of things, otherwise I'm gonna stay a lot of time. So when we create here a virtual machine, for example, we have the choice of instance type, and the instance type here, we have instance type, which means like how many CPU and RAM you want in your machine. And for example, in an associate level exam for the solutions architect, sometimes they say, okay, there is a company who wants to create some virtual machines, but those virtual machines, they need to be just for one CPU and two RAM, for example. And it's going to be like, it will give you the choices of T2 small or C5X large, or it's going to be C7 large or whatever. So those kind of things. And in an associate level, you need to know the answer. And the answer you need exactly to know those kind of details and why it's C, why it's 6, why it's ID, why it's 24, and why it's X large. So there is a convention even for the namings. So in an associate level or more into professional, you need to know those kind of details in depth. So that's a bit the difference between the questions between like the practitioner or the associate level. In the professional level, you're gonna have the questions more about real life use cases. So for example, you have like 4 choices. I always say, like, for example, we are creating architecture, and that architecture contains this kind of problem, and that's kind of problem, it contains 4 solutions basically, and all the 4 choices and solutions are correct. And in a professional level, you need to find the best solution for your problem. So that's probably the difference, and that's why make it more professional and more hard than the associate level. And yeah, and the difference is going to be just a minor difference, and you're going to just choose the best answer. So this is like an examples for some questions and for the levels. I'm gonna right now want to show you the AWS certification website in here. And yeah, I want to open here. So here you can go to Amazon dash certifications here, and you're gonna find some details in here. You're gonna find here the screenshot that I've been posting before, and also you're gonna find some cool details. But let's go, for example, about preparation for our exam. As I can go here, let me just move this from there. And to prepare for the exam, we have some free courses in here. This is, for example, an exam preparation. Here is my son, and I have here the trainings and certifications. And here we have the digital trainings. So here you can just pay for your trainings, but there is a free course. If I can search here about AWS Cloud Practitioner free training, and yeah, AWS made this training free for the Cloud Practitioner 1. And you can just open here on Skill Builder, and you're gonna just go to Cloud Practitioner 1, and you're gonna have the course to enroll. Here it's free, as you can see, and you can just complete the sign in and complete this kind of stuff. I don't know, let me try to access. Well, here you're gonna just complete those data, and afterwards you're gonna have like certain videos to explain to you the course, and it will give you a really amazing course. So as I say, it's free for the Cloud Practitioner. For the rest, I think you need to pay. But there is also Udemy to prepare for your exam. You can go to Udemy here. You can just search AWS, and most of the people use Udemy as a beginning. So they start. This is I'm not trying to just do advertisement, but personally I used all them all. but it's these courses are really amazing from Stefan Marik as well. And you have like almost all the certification courses in here. Here also you have practice exams, and you need some practice exams with the course, guys. This is mandatory because you need to practice what you learned. And yeah, so what I advise everyone to do here is whenever you go into any platform or any course, try to hear and listen to the mentor at the beginning, and try to see if you can understand from him, yes or no. If you can be comfortable with his language, with his accent, etc. This is really important. And whenever you feel yourself that you are okay with that course or with that person that you will accept from him, then go with him. Most of the courses here, they start with an introduction course at the beginning, and most of them, they give you the hint about the mentor. Because why I'm saying this, because you're gonna stay, for example, in this course of university, it's like 34 hours of learning, and 34 hours, it's a lot. So if you are 34 hours listening to someone that his voice or his accent that you cannot understand from him a lot, or the way of teaching as well, it's not really clear of you. So here you are just wasting time, or you are just making it really boring to hear all those kind of things. Okay, so for example, for me, I'm following this guy. For example, I studied from him like the sysops. I went to the developer, to the DevOps, etc. And believe me, guys, like I'm been repeating 26 hours. Like for example, for my solutions architect associate, I repeated like 26 hours. I've been repeating them like every 10 days. And yeah, I repeat them all, and it's gonna be it's amazing for me because it's not boring, because I'm getting used to the mentor, and I'm getting used to the way he explained the course. Also, there are some other ways from preparing the exam. There is WizLabs, and WizLabs, it gives you the course. Also, it gives you the exam labs. It's really known for AWS as well. And there is also Code Academy as well. There is Code Academy. It's a really great source as well. So all those websites, they contain really good sources and really good courses. Basically, after preparation, we need to go to book our exam. And to book our exam, we can just come back to certification here. And yeah, AWS training, I don't think so. It should be certification. Yeah, in here I can find it here. Okay. Training certification. Cloud practitioner. No, just AWS certification. I want directly the website. Yes, here we can go to schedule your exam. Of course, there's a lot of logins in here. Just keep logging in, guys, and it's gonna be afterwards automatic. But it's gonna take you into this portal, which is like Certmetrics, which is the website related to the certification. And if you go here to exam registration, you're gonna find here exam history, and you're gonna find here certification status. You're gonna find also the benefits. Sometimes, for example, when you get certified, AWS will give you other vouchers for other certifications, or other vouchers for other courses, etc. So you're gonna have some benefits after you get your certification, and you're gonna have also the digital badges. But here, let's focus about schedule an exam. And here you're gonna find all the exams that you could schedule, for example. And we can go here, for example, into AWS certified AI practitioner or cloud practitioner in here, and you're gonna click on schedule. We wait a little bit. And And here's some important information. And guys, I highly suggest to read all the information you see in here, because there is a lot of details, Sometimes you don't get notice from it, and you could fail your exam because you just don't read really well. So here we have two main ways of passing the exam. Either you go to a test center, which is gonna be like nearby your stay, either in Tunisia or either in Lisbon here, in Porto, in any place. There's a lot of exam test centers. So you can here book the exam center, and you're gonna choose the nearest for you. Here also it's gonna tell you how to prepare for your test center. You need your ID, what you expect, and the personal items, etc. Or you can do it with a person view. And this is online, so you can pass your certification at home. But you need to read carefully these details, because at home is a bit different. So you need to have a computer, you need to have a testing space, and I will explain what this testing space is. You need to have your ID, of course, and you need to have your timing. And also here, if the exam, this is really important. If the exam, for example, most of the people choose English for the exam, and English is not their main language, so you can ask for a 30 minutes extra in your exam. And this is really important, and this is really, really helpful. So even, for example, if you are from Lisbon, or if you are from Tunisia and your main language is Arabic or Portuguese, and the exam is going to be in English, you can have like an extra 30 minutes in your exam. But if the exam it's on your language, for example, probably, I don't know if it have in Portuguese or not, but I don't think so. You're gonna have you can just keep it on time. It's just to make you better understand the language that you read the question from. So for the person view as well, the most difficult thing in here is just the noise and the space that you are passing your exam in. So which means like your area or your room needs to be completely empty, and you don't need a TV, no mirror, no any single item in your table except the computer, and except I think a mouse. That's it, like a mouse, a camera, a computer, and even no microphone. You just need at the beginning like an internal microphone with your laptop probably, and you don't need a microphone. You don't need also, you don't have to wear like AirPods or headsets or this kind of stuff. And any noise that because you need to make the camera opens all along the exam, and also the mic is open all along the exam, and any noise that is being made, even like a hard noise from outside of your room, the person could cancel your exam and could makes you failure. So it's like, if you have a really good environment at home, for it's a quiet environment, and you could have like an empty room to pass your exam, that's totally fine. That's pretty good. I personally made 2 certifications at home, and they were pretty fine. Or if you want to avoid any problem, you can go to a test center. I also tried to pass 2 certifications as well on a test center, and the experience was not bad at all. So for you to choose. Well, about the pricing of the certifications, whenever you go to any certification here, for example, if you go here and you go to cloud practitioner, you're going to have all the details. You're going to have the category, you're going to have the exam duration, it's 90 minutes, you're going to have how many questions do you find, and you're going to find the cost. So for the cloud practitioner, it's going to be €100, and also the test in person as a person view, as we've been explaining before. And you're going to have also the possible languages, and good to know that there's the Portuguese right now in the exams, so you can have your questions in Portuguese. But if you will have the questions in Portuguese and you are Portuguese, you will not have the ability for the extra 30 minutes. So it is what it is. Well, for the other certifications, for example, for the associate level, I think, yeah, 150 US dollars. And for the professional, I think it's more $300. And for the specialty is also $300. But guys, just don't read those money. It's totally worth it to put those monies about for those certifications. So guys, let's come back to our presentation. So we finished our demo. Basically, we talked about the console and we talked about all those details in here. Right now, let's talk about the tips and resources and the study strategies. Well, let's start with the study tips. Basically, guys, you need to be a professional with yourself. And right now, I'm just probably I will talk a bit from the slide, but also I will talk a bit from my personal experience around certifications. And this is really important. You need to be able to control yourself and to control your timing and to create your own schedule. And please, guys, when you create your schedule, create like not a hard schedule to apply. So create a schedule that you could apply easily with your timing and with yourself, and you need to stick into it, because if you create like a hard schedule, you cannot stick into it. Okay. Try to focus on understanding the core AWS service. So if you have any service in AWS, try to understand it, all of it. And especially on the associate or the professional level, you need to understand all the service with all its details to be able to have like more confident without getting while getting any question around that service. Also, this is really mandatory, especially starting from the associate level, to take notes, because there is a lot of details, a lot of details that you need to remember, and a lot of details. It's really, for me, like my whole life around exams, I've never took notes, but with AWS, I took notes, and notes helped me a lot to revisit again after every exam lab, after every try, and with the courses as well. For the recommended sources, it's a mandatory, guys, to go into the FAQs, because most of the questions of the exam, they are on the FAQs. And let me just show you how to find the FAQs. That you just put AWS FAQs in here. Let me just try to, yeah, FAQ, for example, yeah. And here you will find all the services, all the details, and whenever it's FAQs is just the most frequent asked questions. That's what is it. And you'll have a lot of explanations here around a lot of services. And AWS bring a lot of questions from here, exactly the same response. And you're gonna find all the responses you need in here. For the recommended resources as well, the practice exams and the study groups. So if you have a group of people that are your friends and you want to study together, also it's really good to have, because sometimes someone gets stuck in something, and to ask questions between each other and to communicate more, to know sometimes more details. You know, also like the service or the details from another vision, it helps a lot as well. The Cloud Guru, WizLabs, Udemy, a lot of websites that contains courses. Choose the one that it's better for you, but the most known one is Udemy for the courses, and WizLab also for the exam labs. Also, you can go to the official AWS training and certification website. Also, it's really good, and you have a free one and you have a paid one. And guys, you have a free tier AWS services that you could use. If we go here, for example, to AWS free tier, and you're going to find a lot of services that you could use in free. For example, you have AC2, 750 hours, and S3, you have 5 gigabytes, etc. So you have all of those services, and also you have here a big list of services that you could use for free. So use them to practice your knowledge on AWS. And let's go to the exam strategy and tips. In the exam, when you are passing your exam, this is really a mandatory point to manage time during the exam. And to make the training about managing the time, try to put yourself in a harder situation at home while you are doing your practice exams. So when you are doing your practice exam, instead of finishing the exam in 2 hours and 50, for example, if the exam is 2 hours and 50, for example, for the associate level, try to complete it in 1 hour and a half or 2 hours. And in this case, you will get used to read the question fastly and to process the question fastly. But if you are in the exam, even if the question is hard, don't focus with it. You can pass it and get back into it in the future. So pass it, go with the easy questions, the questions that you could complete fastly, and then go back after to the hard ones. And in this case, you're gonna have the opportunity to pass a lot of more questions than before. Okay. You need also to understand, for example, here, if you are doing your practice exams and you are going to see the answer after, while seeing the answer, you need, even if your answer is correct, just you need to know why it's correct and also why it's incorrect. And you need to learn and you need to read the reason why it's correct and why it's not correct. And in this case, your brain will get used into the right answer and you will get used for more tips around AWS. Also, like we've been talking a lot about practice exams to get familiarized with the exams format, and guys, this is another free advice from me to you. Whenever you have your practice exam, whenever you finish your practice exam, just re-prepare yourself again to the next practice exam. If you need to reread all your notes against your course, and also whenever you pass your practice exam, just recheck again your correct answers, why I'm doing it correct, why it's not correct, and take notes. Keep taking notes and reread again the new notes with your new data that you learned, and repass again your next exam. In this case, you're gonna find yourself moving and improving a lot. Also, I want to talk about the time that you are taken to pass an exam or to prepare for exam. For example, if you are thinking to pass the AWS Cloud Practitioner certification, try to avoid to take 3 months of preparation, because it doesn't need 3 months of preparation. And if you take 3 months, well, imagine like you learned something from the week 1 and you're gonna pass your exam on the week number 12. For sure you're gonna forget. For sure your brain will forget that details, even if it is a small detail. So it's better to make a really good period to prepare for an exam. And also before the exam, try to make a push on the preparation. For example, like let's imagine if I am going to prepare for a cloud practitioner or an associate level certification. For the associate level, I can take like 3 months to prepare. I think it's okay. And I study every day, every weekend as well. And just before the exam, just before 10 days from the exam, I make sure that I give a boost on the preparation. So I keep doing the same rhythm, but before the exam, I give a boost on the preparation. I reread a lot, all the details. I prepare very well, just to make sure that all the small details are stuck into my brain and they are fresh. And they are not old information. And in this case, I can go with more confidence into the exam. Also, for the cloud practitioner, if you can take like 1 month to prepare for it. Every day you study a little bit or even less as well. And whenever you go to the exam, just take 1 or 2 days of really like a boost of knowledge and a boost of just trying to make the information stuck into your brain. And try to avoid, guys, any distractions during the preparation of the exam, because any distractions, it will not gonna help. Try to avoid problems, try to avoid stress. Don't be stressed, don't be nervous around it. It's a really amazing experience. It's a really amazing things that you are learning as well. Don't think of it is it just a certification that I'm going to pass. It's just an exam. No, it's more than that. It's knowledge that you are getting. It's and this knowledge, it will help you a lot. And any knowledge that you get, any false information that you put, any exam, any even like a practice exam that you are failed into it, you're gonna learn from it. So it's just a learning, or learning path, you know. So when you pass your exam, you have two choices. If you pass or if you fail. And if you pass, I'm going to tell you what to do. First of all, please celebrate your achievement and be happy around it because you deserve it. It's a really good certification. Even the cloud practitioner one, just don't listen to anyone who say, oh, it's easy, oh, it's really straightforward and stuff. No, it's a really good certification, even if it is like a bit easier than the associate one, but it's a really good certification. It's a really good introduction. The practitioner one, I can guarantee for you, I took it and I passed also like the higher level and the associate level. There are some information that the practitioner one it contains, but the associate one it doesn't. For example, the costs and stuff, and the talking about the money and the bills and stuff, they are pretty in detailed into the cloud practitioner, but they are not in detailed in the associate level because we don't need them. So any certification here is it have its own benefits. So after you pass in your exam, I highly suggest to start reading for the next exam or the next level because you have your information are fresh in your brain and you are really ready to go into the next level without repeating the same things, the same learning or the same details. So you can move faster. So in a year, if you put an objective in a year, you can easily take like three certifications in a year and you go above and you go like in a really good schema. That's what I really suggest if you pass. But if you fail, and I am personally failed in an associate level exam, it's okay to feel sad, but not too much, because if you fail, that's not the end of the world. When you fail, you will have at least 2 weeks. You cannot, for example, you failed today, you cannot repass the exam tomorrow, or you pass the exam after a week. At least you need to wait 2 weeks to repass the next exam. And when you fail, the first thing that you should do, and the first thing that you should really be aware of this, just don't get sad so much time. Okay, excuse me. Just don't get sad so much time and don't get depressed so much time. You don't need to. It's just a failing. You're gonna get your certification, but not for now. You are not ready enough for the certification. So you just need to learn more, focus about your failures, about your weaknesses, and learn more and redo more and more and more practice exams. But think carefully about the course. You need to just come back to the course and focus on the details. So for sure you missed something on the course. So never back down when you fail, and don't just stay a long time without restudying again. No, just rest 1, 2, 3 days and then come back again to the study and replan your next exam. And don't stuck for a long time. Try to rebook your exam for the next, for example, to the next month. It's okay. You just pre-prepare again, you get more relaxed, and just don't feel down, because afterwards you're gonna get your certification for sure and you're gonna be happy again and you move forward. So guys, these are some links and the links that I've used for this presentations, and we are almost finished. And here we have our 5 minutes, guys, for your Q&A. You can open your mics and you can just ask me any question that you want. Okay, who was raising his hand? I'm sorry, I wasn't seeing the team's screen. That's why probably I didn't saw your raised hand. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you, Alexander.
It was me who raised the hand. My question was, do you have to go in order for the certification? Like, can you go for associate directly, or should you be going first with practitioners?
For the associate directly, of course, you can go, because the cloud practitioner one, it doesn't contain a lot of advanced features, but it will give you only like the initiation for the cloud. It will give you like the billings information. But you can, what I suggest, if you want, is just to learn the course of the practitioner one. It's free as well. You can learn the course of it, and you can directly start to go to the associate level and start from the associate level. It's really common, and it's really good, and you can do it as well. There's no problem with that. But it's a bit difficult to go into the professional directly, because you need a lot of basics of AWS resources. So the first step, or the maximum that you could start directly in, is the associate. You cannot go to the professional one, but there is no limitation from AWS for that. As I know, there is no limitation, but you will feel like lost completely, because you need to know the services in depth. You need to know, even the course doesn't offer that. For example, if you find like a course for the professional one, it's going to focus about the professional. It's going to focus about the professional. It will not give you, for example, the initiation. The course is about EC2, for example. So it's better to just jump into the associate, and then from the associate you can go from the professional and the specialist.
My other question is regarding a failure. If you fail, do you have to pay again to get to do the exam again? How many times can you fail before you have to pay again for the exam? How does that work?
Yes, you need to pay again, but I think, as I saw recently, I think AWS, it's offering something like AWS retake. Yeah, there are some vouchers in here. AWS, you can schedule from here, and yeah, there is this period from October 9, and it's to be eligible for a free exam retake. You can just search on it, but most of the time, sometimes you get benefits of 15% of 50% of discount. But if you use this code AWS retake 2025, you can have a retake for free if you failed for the exam.
Okay.
Good, guys. Any more questions? Just feel free.
Regarding doing the exam at a place, one of the available physical places that they have available, is there an additional cost to doing it there?
No, it's for free.
Okay.
It's for free. You just go to the center and you show them your ID. You're gonna have your ID in there, and they're gonna know you. Also, you need to book your time. You need to be on time. It's better to go at least before 30 minutes or before even more. I suggest before 45 minutes, just in case you didn't find the center or something, and at least you just to go into the safe side. But there is no additional cost in there. Yes, Aisha?
Yeah, hi. I just had one question about the minimum scoring pattern. So in case of cloud practitioner, what is the minimum that you need to score to pass the exam?
It's 70%.
Okay.
As I get it, it's 70% or 70% or 75. Let me just recheck. I think it's 75%.
And it will be the same for the other levels as well, like for associate or professional, or it would be a bit higher.
Yes, but also there is some a little bit of difference.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it's 700. Basically, it's yeah. This is the score, how it's gonna be, and yeah, it's 750. Yeah, it's like 75%. And but yeah, keep in touch. This is a really good question. Thank you for that. the questions are, the points are not the same points. There are some questions, they have more points than another. So we cannot guess the questions like that. This is first. Secondly, you have like 750 for all the exams. And for example, the CSOPs exam, you will have 2 scores. You will have like a score for QCM questions, just a question and multiple answers, and also you will have an exam lab as well. And this is, I think, from for the CSOPs certification. It's not for the, this is for the associate one, but it's not for all the associate exams. It's only for the CSOPs exam. So you will have 2 scores, more or less like that.
Okay. Yeah, thanks.
Welcome. Guys, any more questions?
I have one question.
Yeah, tell me, Matthias.
So I have some expired certifications, you know, like in the associate level. So my question is, if I get some special certification, if all the expired certifications will be renewed or not?
Well, if you have an expired certification, it's always better to retake it again, just to be valid. But in my case as well, I have some expired certifications, but if you have the knowledge, or if you have the good knowledge that it helps, that you could pass to the more and higher certifications, just go. Just don't hesitate to go for the higher, better than retake your certification. But nevertheless, while retaking also the certification, it's also important because a lot of services are coming into place. A lot of services are being changed regarding to the past, and every year a lot of changes happens into in AWS. So retake, it's really, really important. Also, if you are really up to date and if you are working within AWS, it's just for you to decide if you go for a higher. But I suggest to go for the higher and to take the higher one, especially with some experience. But also the retake, there's a lot of benefits on it because you're going to learn that the new services that comes into place.
I see. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else have a question, guys?